Good morning, team. Thank you for jumping on another episode of my Take Flight Weekly, episode number 303. And I want to walk you through one of the most overlooked yet powerful opportunities in our relationship business. And that surrounds holiday gifting and handwritten notes. Every advisor knows they should send something during the holidays, but few do it strategically and intentionally. The difference between an average gesture and a lasting impression comes down to timing, thoughtfulness, and execution. Now, this isn't about spending more money. It's about being, intentional. I'll give you all the facts, some mailing windows, the science behind the handwritten notes, and the marketing data that proves why a simple card written in your own handwriting can outperform any digital campaign that you'll ever run. So this is going to be a little bit longer Take Flight Weekly. I'll tell you, it's probably really good for you to get the email for this, or look at my website, Ask Jim Miller, for this actual episode, because there's a lot of data here, but really, really good stuff. Something that I've been excited to bring you for a long time. But before I get into the call, I want to remind you of my purpose, and that is to help you, the full service, full fee advisor and entrepreneur, become more productive and more fulfilled. Why? Because happy advisors and entrepreneurs produce more. And I want you to listen today. If we're here one-on-one in my office, this is your coaching session. Now, the holiday season is one of the few times each year when you can reach your entire network without it feeling like marketing. Done right, it becomes a genuine touch point that reinforces trust and deepens relationships. Done wrong, it disappears into the December noise. Your goal isn't to impress, it's to express. The power of a well-timed, authentic note or gift lies in its ability to make someone feel seen, appreciated, and remembered. And that's really what thoughtfulness is that you put thought into it. And that's what separates the top 3% of advisors from everyone else. So timing is everything. Let's just go through some dates here in 2026, in 2025. First class mail needs to be out by December 18th. Priority mail, December 19th. Priority mail express, December 21st. International shipping needs to be out by December 6th. So again, I told you this is going to be heavy data, heavy information about, the concept of gifting and, your time around the holidays here. But here's the rule. Send early to stand out. Once you cross that December 15th date, inboxes and mailboxes explode. You want your message to land before the clutter of the holiday gifting season. So best practice is to send cards between November 29th and December 8th to get noticed before the rush. I want you to ship gifts between December 10th and 15th, close enough to the holiday to feel intentional, but early enough to avoid the chaos. Now, if you're going to send New Year's cards, send those between January 2nd and 10th. A fresh start when most of your peers have gone silent for the month of January. Now, here's the strategic playbook for the 2025 season, okay? If you haven't done so already, by this week, we really want to be in a situation where that top 100 list is pruned. These are your most important clients, advocates, and referral partners. So we might even call this your holiday gift list. Okay. November 22nd, your cards should be, at a minimum ordered. Your gifts and all the custom packaging should be ordered and in your property or at the office, ready to go. December 1st through the 10th, send your handwritten notes. 10th through the 15th, deliver or ship your holiday gifts. And December 26th to January 5th, this is when you will send those New Year gratitude notes to anyone you missed in December. Now, I personally love that date right the Monday or Tuesday right after Thanksgiving. I think that's a wonderful time to have all of your gifts and your cards hit. Okay. Now, the advisors who plan gifting as a business initiative, not like a last minute scramble, win both the personal and professional game. So in that section, I gave you kind of the dates, kind of that strategic playbook for the 2025 season. Now let's talk about handwritten notes and how important they are. Okay. Here's some data behind this that I did some research on. An open rate for a handwritten card is 90 to 99% versus 20 to 30% for email. Okay. A response rate, handwritten direct mail achieves 10 to 15% engagement versus 1 to 3% for standard printed mail. So to use this in a different way, if you're farming a market, okay, and this is outside of the holiday gifting mode, just know that this works for that as well. 10 to 15% engagement versus 1 to 3% for a standard mail, postcard, etc. Now, your return on investment, campaigns using handwritten mail often generate nearly double the ROI compared to printed equivalents. The retention impact, clients who receive 2 or more handwritten notes per year are 80% more likely to refer or transact again within 24 months. 80% more likely, just 2 or more handwritten notes per year. So the psychological effect, studies by Temple University and the U.S. Postal Service show that physical mail activates stronger memory and emotional response centers in the brain than digital communication. Perceived value, recipients view handwritten notes as 24% more valuable than digital equivalents. And then personal branding. 70% of consumers say a handwritten note makes a professional appear more trustworthy, authentic, and high touch. So 70% of consumers really look at this positively. So here's some real world case studies. Think Inc. marketing case study. A local pool and landscaping company tested 2,000 printed letters versus handwritten cards. Printed letters got 17 calls, 11 appointments, and 5 sales. Handwritten cards, they got 32 calls, 21 appointments, and 11 sales. So the result, more than double the conversion rate with handwritten cards over printed letters. So the Inkpacks case study, this is a luxury and retail brands. Clients using a handwritten direct mail experienced 16 to 56 times ROI and a plus 237% increase in average order value. This Scribe handwritten study replacing printed letters with handwritten notes increased open rates from 42 to 90% and purchases by almost 50%. Now, they went into the Scribeless research, which is kind of neighborhood campaigns. In local community-based campaigns, handwritten mail achieved 10 to 15% response rates compared to 1 to 3% for flyers. So it goes to show you these handwritten notes are everything. And when you get into the neuromarketing and relationship insights, fMRI studies confirm that physical handwriting activates the brain's hippocampus and ventral striatum areas tied to emotional connection and memory. Only 4% of Americans receive more than 2 handwritten notes per year. Your note instantly cuts through the noise. Think about this. Only 4% of Americans receive more than 2 handwritten notes per year. Okay? Tangible notes produce a halo effect. Recipients unconsciously associate the warmth of the message with the sender's professionalism and reliability. Man, I'm seeing no downside when reading this data. How to use this in your business. Send handwritten notes during key moments, after a closing, a referral, or a personal milestone. Mention personal deals or details like, I hope Bella is enjoying the new backyard you showed me on FaceTime. Pair notes with your CRM to trigger reminders, but never, never automate the sentiment. Keep cards clean, elegant, and branded to your aesthetic with premium stock, hand signed, and live postage stamps. And so there is an art and science of writing the card. There's always a right way to write a handwritten note, and it's not scribbling happy holidays above your signature. That's effort without impact. The magic of a handwritten card is the personal connection that it creates that only happens when you slow down, get intentional, and make it personal. So people ask, how long should it be? Well, it should be about 3 to 5 sentences. That's the sweet spot. Long enough to express sincerity, short enough to be read and remembered. And we want to structure it the following way. A greeting, use their name. Hi, Sarah and Mark. A personal connection, reference something specific. I still remember the excitement at the closing day in June. Gratitude, acknowledge their trust or relationship. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through such an important chapter. Looking forward, end with optimism, wishing you a peaceful holiday season and a great start to 2026. Signature, hand sign it always. How personal is too personal? Be human, not transactional. Mention moments, not money. Avoid filler lines like great working for you. They sound automated. So how do you want to go about this? I would plan 3 to 4 minutes per card for a thoughtful 3 to 5 sentence notes. Okay. Add 30 seconds for sealing and postage. So 50 to 75 cards equals 4 to 5 hours if you were to schedule and plan it out. Maybe what you do is you try to do an hour a day for a week. Break it into 2 or 3 90-minute sessions as another option. Write early in the day when your mindset is calm and grateful and you're creative. Okay, work in small batches. Use your CRM or spreadsheet to track the progress. And always keep a few blank cards handy for spontaneous follow-ups. Okay, everybody should have a card stock in their desk ready to go with stamps so that in a moment's notice you can knock out a handwritten note. Okay? A 4-minute handwritten card can sit on a client's desk for 4 months on average. Okay? That's marketing that you cannot buy. So here's a little bit of an AI productivity tip with caution. There are AI-powered tools like Handwritten with a Y and Postable that can replicate your handwriting, connect to your CRM, and automate mailings. They can save time, but please proceed with caution. I'm going to give you some disclosure here. You cannot automate thoughtfulness. Consumers are starting to recognize when messages are generated by AI. If your handwritten note feels manufactured, it can erode trust instead of building it. So if you are using AI handwriting services, reserve them for neutral communications like event reminders or logistics, not for emotional gestures. Authenticity beats efficiency every single time. Okay, so here's gifting principles that matter. I told you guys this was going to be long, but this is a lot of data that I want you to review. And it'd be great if you could catch this on the email or get it off my website. So gifting principles that matter. Keep it local. Choose gifts that reflect your market and your brand. Keep it useful, elegant, consumable, or functional. No clutter gifts. Stay in compliance. Keep gifts under $100 per client. This is the NAR guideline. Personalize the message. Include a handwritten note referencing a shared moment from the year. And integrate branding. Align card, packaging, and message tone with your brand visuals and reputation. Okay, we're going to get into birthdays and personal milestones. If holidays are your annual statement of gratitude, birthdays are your year-round opportunity to build connection. Recognizing a birthday is one of the simplest and most impactful relationships that moves you. One of the most impactful relationship moves you can make, and yet most advisors miss it completely. Here's why birthdays matter. It's personal, not professional. It reminds your client that you see them as a person, not a transaction. It's exclusive attention. Unlike the holidays when everyone is sending messages, a birthday is a day that belongs just to them. It strengthens emotional recall. Studies show that when someone receives an unexpected personal message on their birthday, their positive sentiment towards that sender increases by more than 200%. It builds top of mind awareness. Clients who receive 3 or more personalized touches a year, birthday, holiday, anniversary, are 70% more likely to reach out first when they have a need. Let's say that again. It builds top of mind awareness. Clients who receive 3 or more personalized touches a year, birthday, holiday, anniversary, are 70% more likely to reach out to you first when they have a need. So here's some execution tips. Track your birthdays in your CRM and set monthly reminders. Send a handwritten card, not a templated text or auto email. Keep it short and warm. Wishing you a great year ahead. Hope it's filled with health, happiness, and great memories. Bonus points. Reference something they're known for or a shared laugh from your last conversation. Pro tip. Never miss a birthday because, quote unquote, you got too busy. Set a reoccurring 2-hour block at the start of each month to write all of your upcoming birthday cards for the next 30 days. Birthdays are your quietest, most consistent form of marketing and the most human one you have. I got to tell you, when I was selling this, my birthday card program had the best ROI of anything I did. I did exactly that. I sent them out. I sat down once a month, wrote those cards out, put a $10 Starbucks card in there and sent them off. And I had all kinds of people reacting to those. Like I said, you never want to miss a birthday because you got too busy. So our business is built on connection, and the holiday season is your most powerful marketing window to prove that connection. Not just the holiday season, but again, we talked about birthdays. When done right, a thoughtful handwritten note or well-timed gift produces a return most digital or direct mail campaigns can't even come close to touching. A few dollars in postage and a few minutes of your time can yield thousands in lifetime value through repeat business, referrals, and reputation. Compare that to other forms of paid advertising. A $500 postcard campaign might get a 1% response rate. A $5 handwritten note might create 10 to 15% response rate and deepen loyalty with the people who already trust you. Now, that's the kind of ROI you can't buy with clicks. It's earned through authenticity. The advisors who win long-term aren't the loudest or the flashiest. They're the most intentional, those that try to find the most connection with their clients. They send fewer things, but they send the right things at the right time with the right tone. Every handwritten card, every personalized gesture, every genuine touch point compounds over time, building a brand that converts through trust, not volume. Team, thank you for sticking with me on this data dump on this topic of intentional gifting and handwritten notes. And there's a ton of data behind it. I think what I did today is I proved to you that old school approaches still outperform some of the new shiny things out there that are trying to get sold to you. Okay. So I want you to think about this. I want you to listen to it again. I want you to read it. I want you to keep this one saved. This business is not easy, but if we can convert at a higher level because we're more intentional and we're more in touch with our clients and we recognize them in a way that nobody else is recognizing anybody these days, you've got real upside. So hopefully you found this super helpful today. And if you found it helpful and it resonated with you, please share it with someone else in your world who needs to hear it, whether it's a colleague, a friend, or someone on your team. We rise by lifting others up. And don't forget, every episode is also sent out via email. So if you're not already subscribed, pop on over to my Instagram at Ask Jim Miller and go on to my profile there and ask to be added to my email list. Hopefully this has helped you, and if it has, it'll probably help somebody too. I appreciate you guys so much for staying on so long with me today. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.